Well, I'm making headway on this rear seat on this Yellowstone coach, these twisted and curved seat arms. I have the left side done as well. We did the right side last time. So I need to shape these side arms for the old original irons. But they don't fit. They're kind of bent up. It's just been handled pretty rough since it was in this broken down state when I got it. So I need to bend some iron here to get it to fit a little closer so I can find out what my measurement needs to be for my height so I can get those trimmed down. They're both the same, so I need to adjust them both. Well, these irons should sit just ahead of these panels, so it should go about right there. I think I'm just going to take this whole frame out, put it on my table saw workbench, and try to get this fitted up. It's going to sweep down pretty close to this joint here and then come down and run into this height, and I'll get that bevel cut in there as well. This other old one that I have here, we're about 5 1/4 inch height there, and we remain at that 5 1/4 till about right here. So that's about 13 inches back, and then it climbs up to this joint here. Oh, 13. About there. 5 1/4 is there. So this iron says we're right at 5. And from here up, this wants to make that slope kind of into that area, and I think we can connect the dots here. had these irons fitted to come up to that back frame, but you see I don't have them in line with this arm. I think they should kind of follow this contour before they curve in. So this one needs to come over this direction. And it gets a little closer right up in here, so I also need to stand this up just a bit. When I look at this one on the right side, it really needs to come up. It's a lot out of alignment there. This iron does follow the arm a little better, but it still needs to come out just a bit. It should kind of follow the same angle as the arm. So I got some tweaking to do. We do follow the arm much better that way. And I like how it follows the arm here better as well. I'm probably going to have to lay this over just a little bit more, but I'll do that when I put it back on the body. And this one needs some help too. This one doesn't need to come up quite so much, but it needs to swivel to the side. See how that works. It actually came too far. You go back in a little bit. I think there's enough heat I can just make that move. It's a little better. And we're following the contour better also. I think I'm going to get these primed and probably bolted in place. Not permanent, so I can just take them on and off and do this final adjustment here. But I think this placement is what I want. While the irons to that back seat are drying, the seat right ahead of that back seat, which would be the third seat on this 11 passenger, I never did get it caught up with the rest, so now is a good time to do that. Yeah, the same problem here. This doesn't follow this arm contour too well. This needs to get picked up. We're really pretty close on following the shape of this arm this way. And this left side, you see we're not lined up here at all. This needs to come over this direction. But this also needs to stand up. Evidently this has been dropped or something. It's in line with this iron, but all the rest of them show that it should be about this kind of an angle. See the one on the right side, it doesn't come in this plane, but it stands a little more vertical. It's not straight up and down, but it's not at this plane. And that's what's wrong with this one. This one needs to stand up besides kind of coming this direction to follow this line. So I think you can see the bend right in here that shouldn't be there. This needs to stand up more into this area. This needs to come out. Let's see what that looks like. That's better, but I still need to come out this direction here a bit. Well, it's getting better. And this follows better also. Got kind of a funky bend right here. I'm going to have to straighten that out. This is what comes into the backrest. I think this is going to have to be readjusted, and I need to straighten this out. The one on the right side has got a similar bend in it, so I'll do them both at once. And these bend right in a hole. I could just straighten them out cold, but it increases the chance of that breaking on the corners or on the edges. So a little heat will help prevent that. So we can see we're a little tight here. I just need to relax this. I want this iron to come right into this corner. That makes that upholstery nice and clean. And this left side, I need to tighten it up. Bring it around and again, run it right into this corner. Well, I'm within 1/8 of an inch, which that would go. But do you notice the angle of this iron here? It's not quite a 45, maybe closer to a 35. And this angle is a little steeper than that. I'd like it to be more into this area here. So if you were doing it, where would you bend it to make that happen? I like this being in line here, so I don't want to heat it here and bend it and have a kink here. So the place I would bend it would be right here. Anywhere in here to where it's still straight, and I could just rotate this just a fuzz and bring that over. This could come down a little closer to that corner. I would like that. And I'm almost a quarter away. So what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to clamp that in position and then anneal this corner, and that'll relax it right where I want it. It'll just save trips back and forth to my torch. Just move the seat back there. I have the angle much closer to where that other side is. I could bolt it right there. There'd be just a little bit of stress in there, and I can stress relieve that. Now you could go to the doctor and find a pill for stress relief, but that's what works on some iron. So now if I take this clamp off It's going to stay right where it's supposed to be. Well, I needed these seat backs on in order to straighten out these irons for the arms to make those fit. So I also need this rear seat in place so I can use this back frame as a gauge to where I know where to put these irons. So I am closer as far as how they fit up against the curve, but actually they need to swing out a little further because I need this iron to bend in and intersect right at this edge. So this whole thing needs to swing out on both sides so that when that upholstery is done, it's a neat tuck, but it needs to be right on that corner. And you can see the evidence of where it was on this old seat and see how that iron comes out, and you want it to come out in contact right at the corner. And the left side does the same. You can see where it exits and just right up tight against the wood. So that's what I need to do also. So I think a big part of this adjustment is just swinging this whole iron out to where it exits out here instead of in here. On this old body, this is the top screw of the 3 screws. So I'm down 5.5 inches and in by 3. Well, that's better there. I'm down by 5.5 and in by 3. So when I initially straightened these out, I made them follow the arm like the other seats are. But to get this measurement, you can see it has to be a little bit different, which will give a little more shoulder room for the passengers. That looks better there as well. Ready for Yellowstone Park? Well, maybe not quite. I wonder if they said, "All aboard," when they were running their taxi service in the park. I don't know. One step closer. It's nice to have the seats together, and that back one is all fitted in. It's coming along. It's kind of fun. Appreciate you coming along. Thanks for watching.